Okay, so my name is Mapitso Sebidi and I am a South African broadcast journalist. I work with the multimedia group, and that's the Joy FM, the Joy News, and I host the news, 6 a.m. news.
Put a buddy on me, DJ Production, DJ Production.
How did I come to Ghana? So when people ask me how I came to Ghana, it's just like God directed my steps here, and I really don't have like a story really. Pacha it's a saying, "Ohoye, oh mohoye." Pacha oya ahofen, oh me ahofen, oh. Okay, so my name is Mapitso Sebidi and I am a South African broadcast journalist. I work with the multimedia group, and that's the Joy FM, the Joy News, and I host the news, 6 a.m. news, every Monday to Friday, every weekday, and on the Joy News channel, DSTV channel 41, and then after that from 6:30 to 7 o'clock I'm on Hits 103.9 FM, and then I catch a little bit of a breather, and from 7:30 to 7:45 I go back to Hits 103.9 FM, that's radio, and I do lifestyle segment on the Daybreak Hits, that's the morning show hosted by Andy Dosty. And then what happens at 10 o'clock I do News Desk. So News Desk is basically the news, the current news of the day, what's happening, you know, we touch base with our correspondents all over the country, so that's from 10 to 11. And on some days I do the midday news on DSTV channel 41 on the same show, on the same channel, I beg your pardon. And yeah, so that's me. I'm also part of Joy Entertainment, the entertainment desk at the multimedia group. I do a bit of entertainment stories here and there, but I'm an all-rounder really. That's who I am, and I'm a fun-loving person.
You put a buddy on me, DJ Production, DJ Production. I gotta make you say that. Hey, hey, hey.
How did I come to Ghana? So when people ask me how I came to Ghana, it's just like God directed my steps here, and I really don't have like a story really. It's just that God directed my steps here. I was done with school, I was bored, and decided to come here, and I had some family friends here, so I came to visit. Yo, what's up? I chilled a bit, and then I was bored, and I was like, okay, let me go get an internship. Searched around, I went to a couple of stations, and I finally ended up at Joy. That was my last place, or the last place I went to, and I've been there since. It's the 28th of January 2022, and I've been there since 2017. So yeah, that's how it's just like God directing my steps really. Yeah. Leaving home was I don't think it was difficult. Actually, it wasn't difficult because I've always been like a very adventurous person. You know, I've always been like I want to go here, I want to travel, I want to see this. If I wasn't like a broadcast journalist, I'll probably be an air hostess. That's what one of my biggest dreams, to be an air hostess, so that I can like go travel, see the world, see what's happening. So it wasn't difficult. I mean, obviously I get here and I'm like culture shock. There's just so many different things that just like was like, oh, okay, is this how people do it here? You know, is this what we do? Yeah, but it wasn't difficult. I mean, obviously I get homesick, but the initial leaving or the initial departure wasn't difficult. So the first culture shock I can think of is, so Sunday morning, right? So there was like a Sunday morning, I was just like, oh, I want to go to the mall. So yeah, I'm not going to church today, so I'm going shopping, you know, like, so in South Africa, what would happen is that we go to the mall, they say 9-ish, 10, so we'll go to a restaurant, have breakfast. You'll probably be there for like 2 hours, it's like 11, and then you start your shopping the whole day, you go back home, you prepare some Sunday lunch. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go out, go to the mall, have breakfast, do a bit of shopping, and then I come back home to rest. And to my surprise, 85% of the shops were closed. Why? Because people went to church. And I was just like, okay. Okay. People went to church. Oh, so what time do we open? We open at like 12 or like 1. And I was just like, I see. And you know the thing with Sundays, there's just something about Sundays. Sundays are very short. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, you're trying to do everything so that you can get home, rest, and then, so that was my biggest culture shock. So every time people ask me, it was just like, that was my biggest culture shock. What was the other one? The whole, I think, negotiating with taxi drivers. Yeah. It's like negotiating, like, okay, yeah, I'm going here, so how much will it take? With us, it's either you have like a meter cab, right? So it will calculate your ride. There's nothing like negotiating, or you pick a ride-hailing car, or you have a car, you're driving, or you go to like the station where you will get a fixed price. So the negotiating part was like a bit new to me. And the market, where you get like everything, I think the market was also a big thing for me. Yeah, the market. Yeah, so those are like my 3 biggest culture shocks. I think it's been really great. It's been good. It could have been better. It could have been faster, but that's also because I sort of I was still uncertain at what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing, you know. I was exploring all the aspects. So I'm reading the news, I'm doing a bit of entertainment, I read a little bit of sports, and yeah, so I was still all over, and I think that's why it has been like really slow. But for the last 2 years, I think I've done a really great job, and I'd like to give like a huge shout out to my late boss, Alvis Kwashi. He really like groomed me, and he sort of one thing about me, I like to, so I have plans, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then I easily like go off track. Like I easily go off track, I get distracted, you know. So he would always like bring me back, you know. So like one of the last few conversations I had with him before he passed away, and then he was just like, Maps, I mean, you've been misbehaving, you know. I was like, yeah, well, Alvis, you know, I'm still young and stuff like that. He's like, no, you need to come back. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I know that I always like get off rail. And he's like, yeah, you need to stop doing that, like getting off rail often, because you could have been further, you know. And yeah, so it's been great. Could have been better, but yeah. I think I was just like really tired, like the system, and I felt like things weren't working, and I had so many bright ideas, and I'm pitching my bright ideas and nobody's listening to my bright ideas, and I just want to go home, because what's the point of me being here if nobody's going to listen to my bright ideas, you know? And I was just like, you know what, actually, if this thing, I'm going, I want to go home. And then my mom was just like, yeah, be patient, you know, like things take time. So your bright ideas right now maybe are not being like paid attention to, because you're not fully formed to actually bring those bright ideas to life. So, and then okay, slowed down, and that's when I took a back seat, and I was like, okay, so let me analyze and study the system, analyze the community, or like read into the community, like meet the people. So go out more. So that's when I would like go out a lot, and I'd go to different restaurants, and I would just like go out alone and just people watch, you know, and see what, you know, the type of environment. And then after that, I was just like, you know what, I actually can do this. You just have to do A, B, and C. There's certain games you need to play, there's certain things you need to do, and that's how you survive. Highlights. One of the highlights is that I've met really fantastic people. I've met really fantastic people, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I've really transformed. Like I've really transformed into a better person, into a better human being. So I can't really pinpoint to certain highlights or to certain something, but I just think like it's just like sort of like events like on people and myself transforming. So those are some of the highlights. Nothing I can pinpoint to right now. Yeah. Top 3 favorite Ghanaian dishes. Know someone who will beat me for saying banku and tilapia. Yeah, banku and tilapia. But I'm not allowed to eat it right now because we're watching our weights. I hope you're happy with yourself. Number 2 is I like kenke and like the pork, or like kenke and the fish, or like kenke and the what's this thing called? The eggs, the sardines, the whole shebang. And then the last one is I would like jollof goat jollof. Yeah, goat jollof. Like, but the fried goats. Yeah, so I like the fried goats. Yeah, so that's my top 3. So banku, tilapia, kenke, and all the komaninis and kamaninis. And then the third one is goat jollof. I'm manifesting a trip, number 1, to, okay, so I've been to the Western region, but I haven't been to Exim. So like Princess Town, yeah, so Princess Town. And number 2, I like Ada. There's this beach camp, very quiet, very serene, lovely place. And the last one, my favorite place in Accra would have to be my apartment in my bed. Okay. That is my favorite place in Accra. Aww. Yeah. Munjaisa, which means don't do that. And Frimiso, which means leave me alone. Pacha Etta saying, Ohoye, oh Mohoye, Pacha Oya Ahofe, oh me Ahofe, oh, my name say me Ahofe, oh Kacha say me Ahofe. Yeah, something about being beautiful. Like, hi, how are you? Are you okay? Yeah, you're very pretty. Oh. Which is something I've kind of heard a lot. That me Ahofe. Jokes. No, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So. If you could... We are two wanderers at dawn of the world full of war. My greatest lesson, which is a lesson I recently just learned, well, someone just taught me that lesson. To be patient. That's, I think, yeah, that's like one lesson and that's something that I'm working on. I'm a very impatient person. Even with like my career, I was like very impatient. I wanted to, like, in 5 years, I wanted to be somewhere. And my relationships, I want my relationships, you know, yeah, let's establish relationships and work and career and living and everything. Yeah, so the biggest lesson is to be patient.